G'day guys and welcome to the Centre Bounce for another Thursday 5:30 p.m. drive home video stream. Hope you're doing wonderful in this crazy ridiculous weather. I hope you're all staying safe. I hope you're all, if you can, stay indoors, man. This weather has been nothing short of atrocious. I can't remember the last time here in Victoria it's been constant rain and wind. So please, guys, I implore you to still stay safe as best as you can. Stay indoors where you can. If you're going to go outside, avoid walking under trees, avoid a lot of vegetation because there are lots of trees falling all over the place. So a quick little public service announcement for all you wonderful people. All hope you're having a wonderful week thus far. Big J will be with us a bit later on in the piece. So it will just be me to start things off. Obviously, got a bit to cover tonight. We've got the team sheets for both the ladies and for the men. We will talk about the men's teams as well as some big news. Go through the tips. The finals, week one of the finals is here. Kick-starting off tonight, of course, with Port Adelaide and the Cats. So it's going to be huge. And there is, of course, fresh news that Tom Stewart is out with a hammy, which is absolutely unbelievable. Let me just share the screen so that we cannot have my face be super in depth. We could go with the men's first. We could go with the women. I think maybe we go through the men first, potentially, because we'll then have a bit more time. There'll be definitely more questions in relation to the females and the trades that people want to do. That one, we're not as time constraint stuck, whereas with the men, we've only got 2 hours before the bounce starts. So we'll talk about the women in a bit. We'll start off with the finals. I think G'day Globes has it going. My friend Kai Broom in the house as well. Sydney debuting a small defender, Lara Hausager, in place of Collier due to her concussion. Oh, wow. Very impressive. Oh, is this a bigger J here? Jez? Big J, can you hear me? I can't hear him. All right. We'll just keep talking, and hopefully he can come in and have a talk with us as well. What else is there? Causa. G'day, Causa. I think I'm looking at Hosking for Lutkins, Sheriff for Too Good, and Ella Smith out for Huntington. Hosking in for Lutkins. Yeah, see, Lutkins is probably going to lose money. We'll load up the stats by Jaden. I'm pretty sure he has updated his break-evens. If that's the case, let me just put this on the side. Lutkins has a break-even of 31, so if she scores another 25 odd, she's going to drop 18K. So for that, I'm happy to trade out Lutkins because she has money to lose. So yes, trade her out. That's not a problem. Sheriff is in. You want Sheriff. So Sheriff was playing on the ball. She does have a lower break even on the 29. If I pull up the DFS, let me just move DFS to here, and then put in Sheriff. So if Sheriff comes in, I think she had quite a bit of CBAs on the weekend. Yeah, 59% with a couple of goals. It's not the worst in the forward line, but how often is she going to kick 2 goals? Not entirely sure whether or not she'll be doing that. 2 goals to get to a 67. Look, it isn't super ideal. You'd definitely be hoping for more tackles to supplement, to have more consistent scoring in relation to having midfield time. Because when you're in the midfield, you've got more opportunity to tackle because you're around the ball more. So I don't know. I think Breed. Breed. If you don't have Breed, I'm sure you already have Breed though. Not one that I'd be looking to actively try and trade in. I do like Huntington though. Huntington for sure is very good. They smashed the Bulldogs. She was playing off half back and still scored decently well. I think Huntington would definitely have value as well as consistent scoring. Smith, I've contemplated trading out Smith, but she's playing on a wing. Her break even's still only 23. If she scores, a 25, then she'll go up by 5K. Obviously not ideal, but we're hoping closer to a 50 to move up a little bit more money. I'm willing to believe in Ella Smith. She was very widely touted as a good selection. She's hasn't made enough money at all for her to be moved on. Whereas Hosking on the other, Lutkins on the other hand, you'd be happy to trade her out because she has money to lose. Whereas Smith probably won't go down. So I'm probably happy to hold on to Ella Smith at this point. Pretty sure the women's came up earlier last week, like 5:45 or something close to 6. Yeah, they did. It was a surprise, Kai. You're right. G'day, Velo. How's it going, my man? Rumor is that Joe has been in the Essendon player reviews. Hind gone, Kelly gone, now Laverty possibly gone. Look, I can't take any credit for it, as I just think that it was high time. Many Essendon fans have been feeling the same way about a bunch of these players, and it's taken this long for Dodoro to be out the door for finally some real selection and list spot integrity. I can't take any credit for that. I'm sorry, Velo. Henry V, he's a big star. Where can you see the AFLW teams? It won't show up on the AFL site for me. Well, where we saw them last week was we went to the AFLW website itself, and there where I went to team lineups when it comes to the matches, and there's none current. Hey, we can hear him now. G'day, Big J.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Sorry for being late. I just bought a new piece for my computer, so hopefully it's going to work. I'll be happy. Yeah, hopefully everything's going to work by the weekend. I'll be happy, get all my stuff back, and yeah, we go from there, really.
And there we go from there. So Henry V, when the teams come out in a little bit of time, we'll be able to go through them. Nothing at the moment.
And this weekend, this week's worth of games is a bit sneaky too, because I don't know if everyone here realizes the first game tomorrow is at 4:30, so it's not even like the men's game when it's in the afternoon. If you playing around with your team, you could be stuck.
Yes, so let me just pull it up here. The season's the round starts at 4:30 p.m. whilst you're still at work. So don't be thinking that you have time after work tomorrow to tinker. No, too late by then. The game's already started, and if you want to get Slime in, too late. You can't get her in.
Yeah, sucked in. Unfortunately.
All right. Let me keep going through this. Okay, Mike, how's it going? What did you do on Wednesday to celebrate 20 years since Essendon's last final win? I went to work as usual. You're
going to cover a lot of this today.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, mate, 20 years since the last final win, like, big whoop. There are much bigger droughts in football, and the most important one is premiership.
Yeah, to be honest, I would probably have more enjoyment, maybe missing out on like the 14, 15, 16 years of North Melbourne. Let's put those aside. I would have more excitement being a Bombers fan over the last little while than being a North Melbourne fan, unfortunately, just from how different our clubs are and the progression, and even just the fact that you guys have been able to get trade targets in. I know you're not a fan of Dodo, but like at least being able to get players in, and you can see a little bit where the progression of the team is going. Your fans aren't turning up being like, "Oh, we're going to lose again today, aren't we?" just the feeling of that kind of thing. Like it, yeah, it's a bit rough.
Globes, Cats can't win without Stewart. I agree. I definitely think Port's going to win this game for sure.
They were a tough. They were a tough win anyway. I mean, Port were pretty stacked, and now Port are like really stacked. So it's good redemption arc for Radaglia, who kind of got stuffed around, and now he's going to kick a few goals on his old side.
Yeah. No, not doing NBL Supercoach Globes. I tried dabbling in it last year and got completely confused, so I just dropped it.
Mate, we're struggling enough with the AFLW.
Only concern with Sheriff is the return of Stratton in 2 to 3 weeks' time. Yeah, but by then she would have hopefully have made more money. By that point, but Breed,
she's on fire.
Breed. If you don't have Breed, you need Breed.
Yeah.
What do you think of Kemp? Look, I think Kemp lucked out. To be honest, I think Kemp, the ball just seemed to fall in her lap. I didn't see anything that was replicable for Kemp, so I'm not entirely rushing to get Kemp in. To be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Trav, g'day Trav. With no Taylor Harris, Lutz will star.
And Godric as well. I mean, we already saw what Godric did last week off like 50% game time. With no Harris in that back line, she's going to end up being the number one because Harris basically moved back because they got rid of Libby Birch, right? So Libby Birch left. Hey, Harris, you're no longer a forward. Now you're a defender. And now the likes of Godric is really going to come in and, make that space her own.
Yeah, my only concern though is if they want to move Godric to play more of a forward. Hoping that they name a forward, Melbourne, and that way Godric can maintain the role that she had last week.
I think Causa's saying at the bottom, Joe. Harris played full forward. I think this year she was touted to play. She was touted to be a defender, right? From all reports.
No, I didn't pay attention to the reports, but she's definitely played full forward last week.
Okay.
So that's why I'm hoping, and that's why I'm really hoping that Melbourne name another forward this week, just so that they can replace her like for like, and then Godric can maintain her spot in the midfield. I don't want them to name a midfielder, for example, and that could potentially push Godric out of the midfield, which is what we don't want to see.
Yeah.
So
fingers
crossed they name a forward. Causa, only other option is to trade out Tripodi if Bruton plays potentially.
Yeah, I think Tripodi's fine.
Will Tripodi get completely dropped as a result? I guess we'll find out.
No, I don't think she will.
Tim, Vesio or Allen from Collingwood to trade in? Neither of them. Don't trade in.
I think there's another Allen, right? Isn't there another Allen? Like one of the Allens has been dropped this week, and I don't think it's the one with the hat. Or am I mistaken?
I have no idea if there's multiple Allens. I know there's Allen in the ruck, and Allen in the back line.
Because there's the dodgy one that scored 25 last week.
Yeah,
the one that I've got on my team. Yeah.
Look, I've actually traded her out. I've sort of changed up my. I was hoping to hold on to her, but then I sort of realized that if I was to hold on to Allen, she's going to lose a lot of money. So looking at the break even,
which is why I wanted to get rid of her.
Yeah. So if she scores another 50, she's losing another 33K, which will put her under 600. And I don't want to risk that. I know it's unlikely she'll score another 25. That's very unlikely because she's not playing at that wonky ground anymore. But if she scores a 50 and loses another 33,000, then she ends up being 580 odd. No, sorry, 570 odd. And what can I do with that? So I'm just going to play the money game and trade her out whilst she's still over 600K. So I would trade out Allen.
That was something that we definitely picked up on last year, wasn't it, Joe? Like in Supercoach, you don't really want to go and chase points. But in AFLW fantasy, you want to chase the money as much as you can. Like, as you're saying, she needs 2 weeks of good scores to even go back up in price, just because of how high her break even is and things like that. So, it's not a death sentence, but it's almost a death sentence for these players who, you were sitting on the fence about and things like that, or a player that, you don't want to hold. If she has another crappy game, God forbid, you're looking at 550K and then coming down to 500K. And at that point, because it's 3 weeks later, you can't even afford the 300K player that's now become the superstar in the back line. You really have to jump, like it's going gun-ho, but you really have to jump off these players as soon as there's a bad game.
Yeah.
And she's not going to be a top 8. Get rid of her. Like, unfortunately, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, it's unlikely she's top 5 at this point. So I'm just going to trade her out while she still has money on her. Improve the back line a little bit more. I keep Benici. I missed out
she's
on
been a good pickup.
Yeah. But Benici's got the double game weeks. She's got the first double game week. And I can trade her out after that point anyway. So it's not the worst. And I think both Pauga and Tripodi are both very perfectly fine on-field options. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with these trades of Lutkins, Allen, and Too Good out for Huntington, Hosking, and Darcy. Pretty happy with those 3 trades.
Take advantage of the cheap players in the back line while you can, and look to upgrade that area of the field as quick as you can as well, because there's so many good players around the 600 to 800K mark that you can just bring in. And then, similar to Supercoach, you just focus the money everywhere else and you're cooking at that point. So you look at your team, you should be able to go Breed plus O'Dowd into your M5 player at some point, and then use the cash gen everywhere else to upgrade everywhere else.
But who are you trading out between Vessia or Allen? Look, for me, I'm trading out Allen because there are other better defenders out there that are going to score me on a regular basis. In the forward line, it's still up for grabs who the best forwards are going to be on a consistent basis moving forward. So I'm more likely to trade out Allen for someone who I know is more likely to be good, like a Daisy Darcy, for example, is someone that I'm pretty confident is going to be a top-of-the-line defender. But I'm not as confident about nailing who the top-of-the-line forwards are going to be moving forward. So you can hold on to Vesio and wait for who the top dogs are going to be in the forward line before trading them out. But Allen, I think I'm happy to trade out because of the break even. You could do like what Velo's saying and trade them both out. But that's really only if you don't have too many other issues elsewhere.
Are you still keen on Huntington, Joe?
I am. Yeah. I've brought her in. Huntington's in for sure for me. And that downgrade from Too Good to Huntington just allows me to get Lutkins up to Darcy, and allows me to get Allen up to Hosking. So fingers crossed that these trades work. Hosking's double game week soon as well, so that's pretty good. Let's have a refresh. Still no teams out. First women's game at the MCG. Yes.
There you go. What time were the games out last week? I feel like they were out like 5:30 or something, right?
Yeah, they were out really early last week. That's why I'm here still refreshing the page.
Weird.
Legend. G'day, mate. Merritt not being a finalist for Goal of the Year is crazy. Look, I actually think, all bias aside, I do consider Merritt's goal to be the best goal of the year in terms of degree of difficulty. I think Bonds and Pelly's one had to be up there. He was solo. In the end, it was just a regular normal snap. But in the lead up to it, he had to beat 3 defenders by himself. So that had to get recognition. I think Trelaw's one had to get recognition as well. There are quite a few goals that were better than the final 3. Higgins as well definitely had to be up there, as you mentioned, Iacausa. Should have had a go, but I'm pretty surprised that in the end, their goals that they've selected is just running and then drop punt.
Mm.
What else is there? Causa. Next year, it is North and Hawks potentially 10 years since a finals win, depending on this week.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
I think Hawks will play finals from now on for a very, very long time. I mean, Battle and Barras coming in probably set them up for the next 3 years or so, and then the young guys coming through. Like, crazy to think that everyone had us and Hawks kind of at the same level at the start of the year, because it is not like that now.
No. I'm more thinking that Sheriff could be a keeper in the forward line if she can average 60 plus, especially priced at 45.
Yeah, for the people that brought her in, like we went with the dodgy one from Richmond. Thanks, Joe. Sheriff looks very, very good.
She does. Goldrick and Huntington, 100%. Look, yep, nice. We're on the same page there. Goldrick played mid. Yep, 100% Causa. That's what I said. Yep. In relation to Goldrick, we don't want her to be pushed out of the midfield. Tom Stewart out tonight with a hammy. Yeah, massive news. Massive news. Definitely think that now, as a result, Port have to be the very heavy favourites to win this game tonight.
Geelong are top 4 though, right?
They're both top 4.
So at least Geelong get a second run next week if it's not, Tom Stewart's injury is not as bad as what it could be. Yeah, but players have 1 week hammies.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that at his age.
Mate, he had a 1 week syndesmosis and everyone traded him out of Supercoach. Like, yeah. It's not undoable for Tom Stewart.
Maybe Ben Brown takes Harris' spot this week.
Maybe we'll see.
North Sydney's on 75% the length of other AFL grounds. Yeah, I know. That's the only reason why she's a little bit stiff. Why Allen is a little bit stiff to trade out, but she's got money to lose. And
right now is so crucial, especially with the double round coming up. Right now is so insanely crucial to make sure that you've got all your cash gen and your players set, because otherwise you're in deep doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
Yeah.
It's very realistic that Goody is 850 to 900k by the end of round 3. Yeah.
Yep. And we saw it last year. We had Tamara Smith around that price. We had Nashawen around that price. We had, we had quite a few players around that price as well last year. Always these players just come out of nowhere, and then they do it. I think, is it Smythe? I'm going to call her Smythe. Smythe from Port's getting there as well. Breed's going to get there as well. And if Window pulls her finger out, she might get there too in 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, see, Goody's priced at 450 basically. Break even of 5. If she scores another 75, she's going up 200k. Now, the great thing is she's up against the Bulldogs this week, and the Bulldogs are going to get smashed. So if she goes closer to 100, she could go up around 260, which would put her at over 700k by the end of the week, which is just bonkers. Yep. So if you don't have, it's ridiculous.
You're fucked.
Hello, Unbranded. How's it going?
What's up, Unbranded?
I have Too Good and Lutkin. See, Too Good has to go because she's out for 6 to 8. So Too Good has to go.
Should be a good pot.
I'd go Too Good down to Huntington. Yeah, exactly. I'd go Too Good down to a Huntington. Frees up some money there. I mean, how much money is that? I mean, Too Good is 1.04 mil down to 470. You've almost freed up $1 million right there from Too Good to Huntington. Actually, no, that's not quite right. It's about 900,000 odd from Too Good down to Huntington, and then you can trade out Lutkins, get Lutkins up to a primo defender, And then you could also trade out Allen, like what I've done. So you could end up doing the exact same 3 trades that I've done, potentially. It also depends how much money you had in the bank to start with. If you could get Hosking up, if you don't have Goldrick, get Goldrick in. At that price, she's too good to pass up. Big interest in there. Gone mad. Needed a forward under 800k, so bought in Ponta. Am I better to go Huntington, Saint, or Sheriff and keep the money?
I like Sheriff.
I
think she's really good for the price. Really good for the price, but yeah, Joe's a bit keen on Huntington.
See, Sheriff, what's Sheriff priced at? Sheriff is priced at 589.
The thing that we said as well, while Joe works out the prices, is these are the reasons why we said at the start of the season when we were making our teams that we make sure that we've got some cash in the bank, because it allows us to mess around with these trades. Last year, players got injured really quick and we had to make maneuvers around. This year, it's obviously happened again, and we're messing around with players like Allen already. So, yeah, if you had saved even 100k in the bank, a little bit more, you'd be doing much, much better.
Yeah, look, I prefer Huntington, to be honest. But if you don't have Brennan, Brennan left a lot of
I hope
points
she bounces back. I really hope Brennan bounces back.
Man,
like if she doesn't, she could be on the she could be on the chopping block like Allen is next week for me. That's a lot of money to score.
Mate, she gave away 4 free kicks and she kicked 0 goals 3. This was a big score.
Floor game
missing. You know, so she performed very well. It's just that she didn't have her kicking boots on. And these were all very gettable shots. Very gettable shots. Like 30 meters out.
If they were so gettable, she should have got them.
Oh, no, she didn't have her kicking boots on that night. Unfortunate. But, hey, she's dropped in price a little bit. And if you haven't got her, then you're laughing. You can trade her in for a little bit cheaper. The run for forwards. Let's have a look at the run for forwards for Richmond is still pretty damn good moving forward. So I like Brennan. If you haven't got Brennan, then trade in Brennan as a forward upgrade. But of those cheaper options, I like Huntington best. Chad Steele off slide bottom in the check side. Oh, that was very nice too. Good call, Kai. That was also very nice. I like it.
Mackenzie was a good trade-in for the people that had her too.
Yes. I can see North making finals in 2026.
See, something needs to drastically change at North Melbourne for us to make finals. Like, I'm talking bring in the best state league, like us going over after Brodie O'Loughlin or someone who's the best state league key forward, getting actual players in that want to play, and there being a real shake-up of, like, the fitness team. Because our players at the moment still can't run out games. We're not Hawthorn this year. You know, in 2 years, we might be getting close to Hawthorn this year. But then at that point, a lot of our other players will have started to get older. Aiden Core, off his own back, might only have 2 more years left. So, you know, the turnover of players is really coming, and it's something that fans don't realise or they don't want to accept. Like something would really drastically need to change over the next couple of years for us to push the finals. Otherwise, maybe we get like 14th instead of 18th, but it doesn't look great.
Yeah,
we need more than just natural progression.
Yeah, I think I should keep Pritchard as M4 or trade her to Breed to bench and play Simon Goody against the Bulldog. I think you can trade her out. To be honest, free up some cash and just really get that cash gen going. Simon Goody are both probably going to outscore Pritchard anyway on the weekend. So, I mean, the 7 tackles and 100% CBAs for 72, unlikely to be replicated, to be honest. So, I think release the cash, Henry.
If I had a spare trade, I would probably get rid of Blackburn for Smythe this week. Save myself a whole lot of money and get that cash gen in and fix up my backline the week after, and then you're cooking. Chase as much cash gen as you can while keeping the scoring set, and you're laughing.
Hawkins and Guthrie may be in next week. Yeah, but Hawkins is. Are we gonna get a good Hawkins or not? We're gonna
get finals Hawkins, Joe. Last hurrah Hawkins. Last hurrah. That's it. Yeah. Same with Danger. If Dangerfield somehow Geelong wins the grand final this year, Dangerfield is retiring 100%. Like, he's not going to go around again, bro. He's not going to go around again.
But Velo here saying, did you guys hear David King call Danger the midfield king still?
Yeah, it's like Nuffy saying Dustin Martin's the best forward in the game. Like, it's a load of shit. Look, he's still a good player.
Great midfielder. I think he's a very good midfielder.
But he's only good for like the 8 games of the season that he plays. Give him a full season of 24 games and we'll see.
He's the king of their midfield. When Dangerfield's in the Geelong midfield, then he's the king.
That's because they got no one else. There's Dangerfield and a bunch of kids.
Yes. Cats could still win. Of course they can, but definitely overwhelming favourites would definitely be Port. I'm unsure how I'm getting Ali Anderson for the round 4 double.
Yeah, she's one that a lot of people last year didn't pick and ended up being a solid 110 plus every week, basically. Very, very good player. Very, very good. And as you say, she's got that early bye. Not many people picked her to start the season. You know, you have your Garners and whatever, like everyone picked Marinoff, that kind of thing. But yeah, Anderson was pretty much slept on, and you know, now we're all chasing Brisbane and Collingwood players for the double round. Really, we're kind of unanticipated how influential the jump in scoring could be.
Anderson,
she's very good. I think she scored 110 last week.
92, 116, 92 break even. So if she goes another 100. She goes up on the 24K. She's going to get very expensive very quickly. But the only benefit is, the only thing is that we've got other players who are making money faster than Ali Anderson is going up in price.
Which is why we jump on the Port players as quick as we can.
Correct. And she'll probably have close to negative break even. Yes, correct. Exactly. We love Goody. 600K for 2 good. Yeah, I know my math is terrible, bro. My maths is this abysmal. Go for the midfielder role over the halfback in AFLW due to the influence of tackling over marking.
It depends on who's got kickouts and whatnot, but it's generally a pretty set. Yeah, you can do that.
Brennan next week, I think, could be a play with Sheeran going into mid. Yeah, see, Sheeran should be back next week. She was on light duties apparently during this week, so it means that hopefully she's back next week. And then when she's back, we all looking to jump on Sheeran. So with her double game week not too far away, so maybe Watson becomes a Sheeran for me, and then I have a finished backline. Keen to see that happen. Big J, North really need a key position forward and a key position defender.
Yeah. The issue is, Mr. Velo, is that North don't just need one. We need like a mature age one. Like, we're gonna most likely pick up 1 or 2 in the draft this year. Cool, no worries. I think the midfield, it's okay. It's not the best. It's not the worst, but it's okay. The issue is that the guys that we're gonna pick up aren't gonna straight away, I don't think, play best 22 footy. And that's what we need. We need to start upgrading the players we have on field as opposed to bringing in guys for the future at this point. We really need to start upgrading the best 22. And sadly, unless we go to the state leagues and, as I said before, poach, the best players. I mean, I said to someone today, I think Werribee or Williamstown, the VFL teams, would probably beat North Melbourne 6 out of 10 times if they played 10 times in a row. So, if that's saying something, we're Yeah, we definitely need a lot of help still. Like Hawks did it, everyone's done it. We just need these key players to come in.
Yeah, Syme's role is Syme is also significantly cheaper than Blackburn. I mean, Blackburn was 1.2 mil to start the year. What's Blackburn now?
Around that mark still.
Yeah, 1.282k. You know, for a 95, whereas with Syme, an 83, significantly less than half the price for an 83. She's got a great run still. Obviously, she's not one of those premiums, but you selected her to make money.
That's the only reason why you selected her.
Yeah, but regardless, Syme's break even is still only 13. Is she going to score 83 every single week? Look, maybe not. Let's have a look. I mean, all of the Port girls are going to be eating into each other's points. But that's the reason why having all three of them might be worthwhile, because you're handcuffing yourself to get all of the cash gen that's coming from all three. 76 COG, only 44% CBAs. She gave away 2 free kicks as well on top of all that. So it's not too bad. She's playing defensive side in the midfield. I don't mind if you're trading in Syme. Is it worth it for a Blackburn? Look, maybe not, because Blackburn is potentially captain option for round 4 that you can get double points for. So, you know, if you've got someone who's mid, like Ella Roberts, maybe, if you've got someone who's a bit of a mid-pricer, then you could trade him to a Syme. But Blackburn, I think, is not one that you would trade out for Syme.
Yeah, and it sucks because Goldsworthy's already gone up in cash as well, so you've kind of missed that boat a little bit. She's going to be paying not to own all year. She was last year, and unfortunately, it looks like she probably will be again. So, yeah, sucks, but it is what it is.
Yep. I agree with you on that call, Velo, there. Anderson had 2 110s last year and 6 scores of 100. Plus, problem with her is a high floor but low ceiling.
I think she's consistent, though. Like, I don't think she's definitely the best player on that Brisbane team and really steps up when she has to, similar to Paddy Cripps. I don't see her dropping a lot of bad games.
That's what high floor means, mate.
Yeah, I know, but he said. I thought he said low. All right then. All right.
High floor, low ceiling.
All right. No worries, mate.
Which means that she will never be out of price for you. She'll never be cheap, but she'll never outprice you, because
I think she's going to rest around 1.4 million, to be honest. I think she'll end up around that price and stay there for a while.
That's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Do we rate AFLW Giants over Port? Yes, I think so. I think the Giants are a better team than Port Adelaide. Yes. Fallen Wrath, is window must have for cash gen. Got Goody and Breed already. Are they both on your field? Are Goody and Breed on your field, or do you have one on the bench, one on the field, and then you've got someone else at utility? Fallen Wrath. So I think it's, I think it's worthwhile having window as well. She hasn't gone up immensely because she only scored the 43, but her break even is still only 21. So she'll
make a lot of money.
Yeah, she's bound to go up in price. There's no doubt about it. She had a wonderful preseason game before she did her ankle. She was scoring really well. I got to hide this comment because she only played the one game. What happened? She had 75% TOG, 69% CBAs. That's good. That's a great role. Decent time on ground for a first-year player. 7 tackles, only 6 possessions. There is room for her to grow in terms of scoring. So I would, if you have already both of Breed and Goody, but you don't have window, chuck window into your utility, and I think you're doing very well.
That's what I've done.
Yeah. Can Carlton's Karen Peterson bounce back? She is now 694. I think she can bounce back. I think she missed all of last season, if I recall. So, sorry, that's the wrong person. We want.
Don't get the
Is
wrong
it
person.
Karen Peterson? I don't think that's correct. Is it Harrington? You mean? No, there's yeah. I think it's Harrington. Karen Harrington, I think, is her name, not Peterson. Where is she? She's gone. Only 4 games in season 8. Yeah, so definitely injury affected. 5 kick-ins on the weekend. You love to see it. 100% tog, 2 frees against, 1 tackle only, which definitely hurts. And scored the 37 in what was a smashing. How many behinds did Hawthorn kick in this game? They kicked 12 behinds. 5 kick-ins was not enough for her to score very well, which is unfortunate. So, she could be okay, but happy to wait for her to drop in price a bit more.
Look, I don't think she's going to be a top position. And I think at the moment, a lot of the players in the defense are starting to cement themselves already. I mean, you got Charlotte Thomas, you got Sliced getting there. There's a few others, even a Tani Evans who had a poor game by all respects. Then you've got people like Heads and Single as well in the back line. Like by round 6, you want to have the top 5 if you can, and I don't think she's going to be close to it. So maybe you get her in for the double game, but that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, right. I feel like I sort of knew that, but when I was searching up on DFS, it made me doubt myself. She is Peterson now, but DFS hasn't updated her in from her maiden name. So it's Peterson Nee Harrington. But yeah, she will drop in price. Once she starts to look good, you can trade her in. Break even of 65 is not that great. Tim's maths is very good. So thank you very much. Good to know someone is good at maths here. You and Velo can be our resident mathematicians.
I really hope a few of these Carlton players are going to jump back up in scoring and whatnot, because Beattie scoring at 24 wasn't great last week.
No, it wasn't. It was hot as 56 her norm. Look, I don't think it was. I think she'll definitely bounce back. She was up against a very good team in North Melbourne who won very comfortably. Only had the 19% CBAs. Towards the back end of last year, she definitely had a lot more of it. I definitely think it was a coaching decision on the day to not give her more CBAs. She spent a bit too much time forward. So for me, I think it was just a one-off. I do anticipate that 56, she'll bounce back and score better than a 56. I'm pretty confident that she'll be potentially a top 5 forward. With her double game coming up as well, pretty keen to see more from her. North Melbourne against forwards is a tough matchup. But the good thing is her round 4 week, when she has the double game week, is as solid blue as it comes. So I'm keen to trade her in.
What's up, everybody?
G'day, mate. Oh, Tim
What's up,
Ashworth.
Tim? Thank you very much, Tim.
Tim. Do you think Too Good to Brennan and Allen to Goldrick and Lutkins to Hosking and keeping Vesio is okay? I think so.
Sure.
I think that is good. Brennan will be fine. Brennan, I think, will be a top 5 forward. She definitely played better than what she scored on the weekend. Like I showed, she gave away. She definitely had her angry. She definitely took the angry pills on that game, giving away 4 free kicks, and just seemed to be so angry that she couldn't kick straight. So hopefully she calms it down. She calm it down a little bit, and next game she doesn't go haywire. But I definitely think she's top 5 forward, and has a great run for forwards. Now you guys are telling us that the teams have dropped. Finally, we've been sitting here refreshing forever. Doggies and Port. Gavalas is out. So for all those who have Gavalas in the forward line, trade her out.
Damn. A lot of people
She's
have
gone already.
There goes 2 forwards for a lot of people, unfortunately. So yeah, it kind of sucks.
Exactly. So that's a little unfortunate.
Jasmine Smith survives another week, so Scoops is going to be happy.
Scoops is very happy.
Scoops is happy, man.
Syme named on the ball. Of course, you don't read into this too much, but Syme has been named on the ball.
I think she's going to be very good.
Goody on a wing here as well. So yeah, Goody is rising star. Don't worry about it. Next game, Taylor Harris. We all know about Taylor Harris. She is out. Georgia Campbell in. Georgia Campbell. Tell us about Georgia Campbell. Is she a forward?
What's up, Michael? How you doing?
Michael. Ruck. Okay, she's a ruck. Because she's tall, it means she can play forward as well. Excellent. This is good news for our friend Goldrick here. It should mean hopefully that she maintains her spot in the midfield. Good. Excellent. Lutkin's still named on the bench. West Coast. Oh, Swanson's in. Swanson is in. Oh, no. Reverse those Hosking trades. Oh, man. That's unfortunate. So, yeah. Swanson's in. May hurt Hosking. Can't afford to risk it. I'm not gonna stick to Hosking in. Meanwhile, Too Good is out, as we know. Don't trade anyone from the Bombers. Collingwood, Annie Lee out. So those who had Annie Lee on the bench, unfortunate. No one owns any of these players. Bree Davey is in. Yeah. That's obviously going to impact Brett Benici.
It could make it a little bit easier. It doesn't have to be terrible.
Yeah, I'm not keen about that. But I can't keep Hosking now that Swanson has been named. Meanwhile for Hawthorn, where's Sheriff? Here she is. Maybe Sheriff is fine. O'Dowd is healthy. O'Dowd has passed a fitness test, which is excellent. Great news. So she's playing. Stella Reid, Jemima Woods. You don't know about them. Still no Sheeran. Good news for Ellie McKenzie if you have her. Mariana Anthony. Peterson. Lulu Beatty is named on the field, which is good news for her. Gold Coast. Where's Daisy Darcy? Still named in the middle. You love to see it.
Yeah.
Kangaroos. Oh, Bruton. Named on the field. That looks like Bruton's playing. Tripodi on the bench.
Tripodi will play. She'll play. She's rotated through the middle. I think she'll be okay.
Hope so. And McDonald, Brook Plummer, Chantel Mason.
Yeah.
Nothing affecting us there. Swans and the Saints. Nothing to affect us. Serene Watson's still back here. Tripodi's fourth on ball up. Hopefully she still scores all right. For the Swans, Maddie Collier is out. I know you were talking about Lara Hausager before, Kai, potentially coming in. She is on the bench still, though.
Yeah. Well, it's
We'll
Sunday
see. This
games.
is Sunday.
Sunday
Yeah.
games. Yeah.
For Freo, Verrier, Gabby, Bidenweg, Webster.
She's the one that I liked from the
Yes.
preseason. I don't know if she'll play, though.
Crows, nothing really. If we started Jess Allen, would be laughing, I think.
Yep. Yeah. I think if we started a few plays, we'd be laughing. So, yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. So, everybody, I'm going to get rid of Alan Latkins. I'll post up my team. You done yours?
Well, I have to reverse, unfortunately.
All right. When you're done, let me know.
I think Huntington comes in for me. Look, I might just go Benici down to Syme. And then get Lutkins up to Darcy.
And then you still got lots of money.
And I have lots of money because I can't get someone cheap. There's no one cheap in the back line that I can afford to get.
That's a lot of money, Joe.
I know it's heaps of money, and I'll get lots more money.
I'm a bit jealous with all your cash.
I'm gonna get so much more cash with these Breed, Goody, Syme, Window, all the cash gen from the midfield. Hopefully, Allen performs a bit better on the on a larger ground. Gets more of the pill. I end up stuck keeping Allen if I didn't have so many issues that I had to fix. Unfortunately, I can't get in Darcy and trade out Allen for someone else. I don't have enough money to afford anyone. It'd have to be someone like Kemp, for example, who I'm not entirely sold on. So,
yeah, or not get Huntington.
Well, there's no one cheaper than Huntington to get in the forward line, is the thing. That is worth getting, I think. Huntington, the reason why Huntington is so good is because she is cheap whilst also playing half-back in a forward line. Frees up more money to do other things. But unfortunately, if there was a boost, I would also be trading out Allen. But there is no boost.
If there were boosts in this game, we'd be cooking.
I'm still stuck with Allen because I think, if I was to reverse, right, and go too good down to Huntington, who I think is the cheapest good option, and then Lutkins is prone to losing more money. And I do want Daisy Darcy, who has great points per minute playing on the ball. And if I was to trade out Allen for 703k, there's really no one I can afford other than Hosking. And Hosking is now going to have this massive question mark overhead because Swanson has been named.
Yeah.
So I don't want to trade in a Hoskin type. And I could go down to Kemp, potentially, but I'm not a big fan. I'd much rather hope that Allen gives us a bounce back on a bigger ground, more space to...
Why do we like Darcy so much?
Because she's playing on the ball with very good points per minute.
She only scored a 64, right?
Yeah, but she was on the bench with an elbow concern.
She was concerned that she had an elbow, or that she...
Yeah, she was concerned that she had two, in fact.
Oh.
So she only played 53% of the game, with some CBAs as well as a kick in. She has that great role between midfield and half back. For a 64, for 53% time on ground, I definitely think that we were let off the hook, and we're actually very fortunate that she was off the ground for so long getting that elbow checked, because she was on track for a monster score. Therefore, her price would have gone up a lot more. So I do want Darcy before she goes up in price too much. That's sort of what I'm looking at. Allen ends up getting stayed in the team just out of
necessity.
Out of necessity, because there's no one worth trading her to. unfortunately, at that point.
Yeah.
Could trade out Smith, potentially, and put Tripodi on the bench now that Bruton is named. But I just think Benici is going to be impacted by having Bree Davey in the side.
You wouldn't keep her. You wouldn't keep her until the at least round 4 then. Like I understand the downgrade, right? And you having like so much money in the bank. No dramas there, but if there wasn't the downgrade target, you'd obviously get rid of her pretty quick.
Yeah, well, Syme is there, is the thing. So Syme,
she's going to make a lot of money.
Is going to make so much money. I mean, is Syme?
Is Port good against them? Good against the mids.
Port's got the dogs. Yeah, the dogs are. It's going to be. Where's Port? It's a neutral. Oh, this is Ruck. Sorry, this is Ruck. Sorry, it's a blue matchup for mids.
And then how do the dogs look against those mids?
The dogs, it's okay.
Oh, it's average.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I might even drop Blackburn then, Joe. We'll see.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. Blackburn is good, but I'm just not entirely sure if I'm maybe trading out like a Smith. But who could I get in the forward line? I mean, for 402k, again, there's nothing really sensational worth trading in at that price. Again, so. Yeah, I don't want to trade in people. I don't want to trade in someone just for the sake of trading them in. I want to trade them in if they're either going to make me a crap ton of money or going to score me a crap ton of points. It's one of those two things. And if you're not going to do either of them for me, then you're out. It's too short of a season. And I just think that Syme could end up matching Benici this week against an easier matchup. In the Bulldogs, plus she's going to make so much more money. She could be over 700k by the end of this week. Syme and Goody together could get me Ghana potentially. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking this is what I'm doing, hoping that Allen bounces back.
Are there any standout forwards, like someone who you must bring into your team?
I mean, or if you don't have a Friswell plays on a wing,
Ty,
right?
What do we think about Ty?
I think she's not going to do this ever again.
You reckon?
I think this was a. I think this is definitely an outlier game. Took advantage of a weaker matchup. And this game, Essendon versus Fremantle, had the most stoppages in the history of AFLW.
Yeah.
And she pinch hits in the ruck, which means more points in the ruck as well. And had 4 goals, which she doesn't do on a regular basis. I actually think she's a trap. And if you trade her in, definitely classic example of point chasing if you trade her in. Hall for sure. Friswell looked good on a wing for sure. She looked really good. Sheriff maybe a 589. Saint is roaming up the ground a lot higher this year as opposed to last year, which is better for her scoring, improves her floor. Randell is an interesting one. Randell had quite a bit of CBAs. Chelsea Randell.
That's not the North Melbourne one, is it?
No, this is the Adelaide one. She had 94% CBAs and took 3 kick-ins. Like, that's bonkers. This role is bonkers. If it persists, then Chelsea Randell becomes almost must-have. In terms of the
she just didn't. Why didn't she score much last week? That's the problem. Like time on ground was okay. CBAs were okay. But a 57 doesn't look great.
I know. She only had the 2 tackles, gave away 2 free kicks. So she lost 8 points there.
Yeah, it's not much.
Or was it 6 points? And only played on from didn't play on from one of her kick-ins. So she lost 3 points there as well. But I don't know. If that's why I'm not saying trade her in this week. I'm just saying keep an eye on her. She might be one that you do need to trade into your forward line. I think Hodder will be good as well in the forward line. She is a tackling machine, and when given the time in the midfield, she will go crazy. So I think those are maybe your 5. I'm happy to hold on to these 3 for as long as I can, and then maybe the last 2 could end up maybe being a Randall and a Hodder, or could be Randall and Saint or Sheriff. Someone, these 2. You can have any combination. I don't think there's going to be a must-haves, but the beauty of the forward line is because we have these 2, we can chill and wait to see who the best forwards are, and then trade them in later.
Yeah, I'm in an interesting position where if I ditch Blackburn, which I'm considering, I currently have 1.36 million in the bank to figure out a player in the forward line. So do I go for someone cheap and then use the money to upgrade the rest of the team? Most likely. But it's just a case of who do I do that to, really, which is the crazy thing, Joe. I'm more than happy to have like 900k in the bank for the next couple of weeks and just upgrade like an Allen with 200k, upgrade a Watson with similar money, start to do those kind of things and then boost myself up for the double weeks, really. But it's just who do I get in the forward line?
See, having the money now, next week is round 3.
Yeah.
And then you have round 4. So round 4 is around the corner. It's not a bad idea having some money to make some corrections.
Is there
jumping on these players?
Who has the round? Sorry for cutting you off. Who has round 4? Who's good, guys? Who's good in round 4 that we can bring in the forward line as a forward selection?
Hodder is Brisbane round 4.
And West Coast.
West Coast doesn't have anyone good in the forward line, and the Dogs don't have anyone in the forward line either. I really think the only one from the forward line that you could maybe go for is either Hodder or Hampson, who's a bit cheaper.
Why did she do? Travis Postwaite was not great. She just got fed a couple of free kicks by the umpires. Not happy, Jan.
Hampson is interesting. She got 29% CBAs on the weekend. Refuses to handball.
And my kind of player. 0%.
My kind of player.
0 no kick to handball ratio.
I have never seen a non-existent kick to handball ratio. And 82% TOG, which is not too bad. Definitely playing defensive side of the midfield, was also pushing forward. So she's a bit of a cheaper option, Ellie Hampson in the forward line. Again, with the very first double game week.
Otherwise, it is going to end up being a Hodder and these other players, isn't it? Is someone like a Hampson or one of these players better? Yeah, definitely. So maybe a Hutchinson is better for me. Like, I'm happy just to play around. I'll play the slow game, and then go from there, really. Yeah. I'm more than happy to do that.
Yeah, we can play the slow game with the forward line because the forwards aren't killing you at all.
Like I just have to suffer 1 week of shit, and then I'll be okay.
Correct. All right, let's scroll up to some of the comments that we've missed. Henry, I already have Hosking. Do I trade her?
No. You just don't bring her in. That's the big thing. If you've already got the player, don't waste one of your valuable trades trading her out. But if you don't have the player, wait a week to bring her in. Joe, what's Huntington's break even, by the way?
Oh, Huntington, 23.
Okay, so if she scores, so we
If
really
she
need
scores
her to score like a
75,
50 plus. Yeah, well,
if she scores 75, she's going up to
I don't know if she
150k.
scores. I don't think she scores 75.
Why not? Who's she playing again?
Richmond.
GWS.
Richmond.
She's playing halfback. Or tough matchup.
Mm.
But as a forward, also not tough, not easy matchup. Yeah, all right. So if she scores 50, where'd she go? If she scores 50, she goes up 77k.
Yeah, I might not bring her in then. I'll figure out someone else.
We'll figure it out. Look, I might even still trade in Hosking because Hosking's break even is still so low. 26. Like, if she just scores 50, she goes up 68k.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with the player. It's just trying to take advantage of someone like Smythe.
Yeah, true. All right, let's just read through some of the final comments before moving to the men's because men's are running out of time. Friswell on the wing. It will be Bruton in for O'Loughlin. Yep. Verrier will play. I think so as well. Hexerism, g'day, mate. Would you say no to trading out Mackenzie to Syme or just leave it as they'll score roughly the same? What do you think? And what should I do with Christy Lee? Look, the thing with Mackenzie is that, again, I think she should score all right because, again, there's no Sheeran. So she will score. Let's have a look. What's Mackenzie's break even? 39. 39 break even. If she scores another 80, you'd be looking at maybe 110,000 bump on Elliot Mackenzie.
Yeah, you look at
she's playing against the Giants. Richmond, I think. Richmond. Where's Richmond?
We'll figure it out.
Richmond against the Giants is a positive matchup. So Mackenzie could score well and could make some money. Also has, it's up to you. I personally think it's okay to hold on to Ellie Mackenzie this week. You don't have to trade her to Syme. I think Mackenzie will be fine.
She's most likely just going to make another 400 plus K. If you're happy to not have that in your team and potentially, upgrade from a player as well, because you're trading the player down to her, which nets you cash, and then her going up in cash, you're making a lot of money.
Yeah. Keeping Allen, sort of forced to now, Velo, unfortunately. If I have to trade out other players.
55 minutes until the game.
Okay. See Verrier scoring more for Freo. Fair enough. Yep. I'm stuck now. Who is good to get for Hosking? I really wanted
Hosking. Just get Hosking.
You can get it. Her break even's still low.
No worries. Get Hosking in. Life's chill.
Should I still go Hosking? Look, if you're set on her, and she, what happens if what happens if she affects Charlotte Thomas more, or if she affects Ella Roberts playing in the midfield more as opposed to Hosking? Then you could be laughing, and Hosking jumps up a lot of money. So look, there's no downside to picking Hosking. It's very unlikely she loses money. Her break even's really low. You can still go Hosking. If it works out for you, then excellent. And if it doesn't, then she still goes up a little bit of cash, and then you trade her out anyway. It's unlimited trades in fantasy. What is annoying is that we won't know Friday teams. Yep, correct. G'day, JD Eagles. Hope you're doing well.
What's up, JD?
Looking forward to finals. Absolutely. West Coast could be pretty good this season. It was a good win on the weekend, that's for sure. Ty, if she doesn't kick more than one, her highest is like 86 or 90. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in Ty. Trav says Randall has always been a good defender, but scored poorly. Yep, I agree. So Randall is one I'm definitely looking at for my forward line, for sure. Velo has Campbell from Collingwood in the forward line.
I think next year, this year, the additional game was due to the low attendance, basically. They couldn't feasibly have 12 games. But if they continue to do a similar thing next year, like I think they'll do round 0 in the men's game, I think it's going to be a big strategy to actually go hard for round 4 players. Like if you had Frederick in your team, if you had a few of these other players, and just bank like an extra 300 to 400 points on everyone else after round 4, you're going to be killing it.
I don't want key forwards. Just don't like key forwards. Just playing half forward flank. Look, it could be all right. Could be a decent option.
She's going to score.
Right. Yeah, I think that Brennan, unless she looks utterly useless this week, I'll be bringing in McKay Smith as my forward line. Needs some depth. Fair enough. Yes, we will for sure. Should I bring in Huntington and bank the money? For sure. Hampson 52 on no goals. Exactly. It's pretty good. I like it. I think it's a fair shout to go with Hampson, hence why I mentioned it. All right. We'll go now to the men's matches, team lineups. All right, the sub, Zach Tui and Quinton Narkle. Yep, fair enough. Oyston Mullen, Ocean Man, comes in for Tom Stewart. Charlie Dixon and Quinton Narkle. Look.
Mate, they're taking the piss. Quinton Narkle, talk about redemption games. I mean, it happened the week before as well. Radicalia and Quinton Narkle teaming up against Geelong and gonna beat them over the head with a stick. Thanks for letting us go, you nuffies. It's gonna happen. Should be a good game to watch.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna side with Port for this one.
Oh, of course.
We then move to the Doggies and the Hawks. Cam McKenzie dropped for Josh Ward. Hard nosed. I can agree with this move by Sam Mitchell because the Dogs midfield.
Yeah, Velo probably just Tui might just not be fit to play full game, to be honest. So yeah, could just chuck him in there, no dramas.
Look, Tom Stewart hammy has to come out. It's not like he's been dropped. Tom Stewart is out because of a hammy, so he's a forced out. They definitely don't want to omit him. That's for sure. Brad Close played his 100th game, but yes, I can understand why Cam McKenzie is a bit more of an outside type player. Josh Ward a lot more hard nosed against a very tough midfield for the Doggies. Harms gets a gig as well, which is very interesting for the Doggies, but they're coming in with a pretty decent team. Nice balance between inside and outside, but mainly hard-nosed players. So I think Josh Ward being called is a smart selection.
Yeah, I think the Dogs... where do I want to win? I want Hawthorn to win, but I think the Dogs will win.
Oh. McKenzie's injured, not dropped. Unlucky.
There you go.
But even if he wasn't injured, I would have dropped him for Ward anyway and understood the selection.
Yeah, I want the Dogs to win. Sorry, I want Hawks to win, but I think the Dogs are going to win.
Yeah, I'm leaning with the Dogs as well.
Yeah.
I just think Hawks have had a great run, but they haven't. I don't think they've beaten too many top-notch teams in that run. Yes, they've been smashing people, but Friday night footy against the Dogs is going to be different. I think the Dogs are going to... I don't know. The Dogs at their best can beat anybody. Swans and Giants. We've got essays here. Francis out for Tom McCartan. Absolutely understandable. Cleary, Fox, and Adams. Oh, what happened to Taylor Adams? Is Taylor Adams dropped or injured?
No, apparently he's been dropped. There's a few nuffies on Big Footy saying, Taylor Adams is going to go for another club, blah, blah, blah. He's being dropped again. I don't think it's going to happen. Taylor Adams went to Sydney because he's got family stuff, allegedly. So I think he's going to stay. but it doesn't look great. He got dropped for the grand final last year, and then's now been dropped for finals again. It's not fun.
But look, these are all great ins. These are all great ins for the Swans. All of them. They really missed this guy. Like Tom Papley.
Yeah.
They've really missed him.
No troubles there, but still.
Yeah.
Ash Daniels coming in, probably coming at Cummings' last few games from what I'm hearing. I think he's off to another club.
Oh,
yeah. I'll be back.
Daniel is huge as an in for the Giants as well. He's massive. Harvey Thomas, I think they'd be pretty upset not to have him in the side. He's been really very good. But I'm going to lean towards the Swans. These ins are just top notch. It's almost a new Swans side. I'm going to say the Swans win this one. Far out. Another essay. Oh, Chin Cotter. Owies. Suspended. But Chin Cotter? I thought Chin Cotter's been very good this year. Doherty with the fairy tale. Mitch McGovern, Mackay, Williams, DeConning, Chera. What are these names? What are these ins, man? These are unreal for Carlton. Meanwhile, Payne and Starcevic, good week. Good week to get the defensive line shored up. But no Curnow. Wow. They're giving themselves every chance, Carlton, but I'm still going to lean with Brisbane at the Gabba. Payne's big and Starcevic is also big. These are two very good defensive options. Is Mackay going to be right? Who knows?
Oh, I heard he's getting traded.
Yeah, maybe. Brisbane? Two rucks are better than one, are they? They're going to be playing.
Look, it's going to be an incredibly close. It's going to be an incredibly close game. This one, like it is legitimately going to be close. If it wasn't at the Gabba, 100% Carlton wins. It's at the Gabba. Can we say draw and they come back the next week?
No. There's no comeback. It's extra time.
Oh, they got extra time now. It's not like 2011 or whatever where they come back again.
I wasn't even sure if Conning was going to be named, to be honest, based on the severity of the injury.
Who did you pick?
I've tipped the Lions.
Okay.
I think there is something to be said about having so many changes. Like it upsets.
Yeah, fair enough. I reckon Carlton will win. I mean, Doherty's game back, TDK in. We'll see. We'll see. I think not having Curnow in changes a lot of their game plan because it's not just kick to the forwards. Like the running players will actually have to do something now. So maybe that helps a little bit.
They're gonna play DeConning more forward.
Oh, of course, he's going to pinch hit ruck and take marks, but it's not instantly go kick it to Curnow like they've been playing the last 3 or 4 weeks. I think Cooper Lord's a bit stiff though, being kicked out like Orazio. Well that's it. Like they've got Orazio still playing, but they like get rid of other players.
Always been extra time in finals apart from the grand final. Remember Hawthorn versus North back in the
I don't remember that, fellow. I was a kid in the 90s.
We've got no memories of North being good. What are you talking about, Velo?
What's the 90s? I don't know.
North Melbourne were good? What? We had a guy called Wayne Carey? What? Who is that? All right, let's chuck this into... Let's chuck it, just so that it can look more official, into the predictor. So, you didn't even get your tip because your phone started to ring. Who are you going to go with, the Swans or the Giants?
I'm not sure. Do the other ones, and I'll give you an answer by the end.
All right. I said Brisbane. I said Sydney, Brisbane, Dogs, and Port. I've gone with all of the home teams, essentially.
Sydney's very hard to beat. I mean, Sydney and GWS are both playing basically in Sydney anyway, so it kind of doesn't make sense too much. But what's GWS's forward line look like? Go back to the team sheets.
It is
Cadman,
Darcy Jones,
Daniel.
Jesse Hogan, Toby Green, Brett Daniels, Cadman, O'Halloran.
And then they've got like Keith on the bench. It's really tough. It's a really tough game. This could be the grand final. Like these two teams playing. All right, we'll go Sydney. We'll go Sydney.
The caliber of these ends is huge.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we'll go Sydney.
Sydney. Are you still on Carlton?
Yeah. You go Brisbane. It's your controller. You go Brisbane.
Dogs and Port, which means
next week
that
all right.
It would be the Giants hosting the Lions.
The Doggies win. The Doggies win. Dogs beat them. That's going to be an interesting game. Yeah, I think so too. Yep. Hey, we can get GWS versus Giants again. So GWS versus Sydney. Nah, Sydney, go Sydney, but no, go Sydney.
No. How perfect.
Sydney.
No. These two teams absolutely despise each other. They might actually pull out knives on grand final day. Like Sydney. It will be unreal. I would love this to happen. But we could have a rematch again.
Yeah, that'd be good as.
Yeah.
Legitimately, I think both of these are the best two teams.
Yes.
Like I think they're the best two teams out of everyone. They destructive on every level. Like Briggs is not the best ruckman, but outside of that, like it's pretty hard to beat both of the teams.
Have to scroll up. All right. Ladder predictor. This was our community ladder predictor that we did as a community. Not just mine. This was the community's one, okay? That took us a long time to make.
Yeah.
How does it compare to the actual ladder that came about? So, Sydney top. All right. Yeah, that's fair. That's that ended up happening. Carlton, we had second. They finished 8th, but they made the 8th. Rio, we had in 3rd.
They were very lucky.
They were unlucky. Collingwood in 4th. They missed the 8. Brisbane, we nailed. Brisbane in 5th. Brisbane finished 5th. So we nailed Brisbane and Sydney. We said Essendon would make it. Shame on us. We're shit. Dogs in 7 and Giants in 8. Dogs were 6, so pretty close. And Giants ended up.
Yeah, I don't think we would have picked Hawthorn. Who did we make that's not Hawthorn? Did we put Collingwood or something in the top 8?
So we had Freo, Collingwood, Bombers.
Freo and Collingwood out, and then Hawthorn, and then Geelong went in, and Port Adelaide, and Port Adelaide.
Gee, we were really far off the mark on Port.
Well, like their start to the season wasn't great. They lost quite a few, and then just came home again towards the end. I'm pretty sure. So.
Yeah, we were really far off on Port. Then they're finishing second on the ladder. Sorry, Ken. Sorry, Hinkley. Apologies, mate. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We also got the bottom 5 correct, as you say, Velo. So that's pretty good. We got 5 of the top 8 correct. Geelong snuck in. They were pretty close. They only missed out by 0.2%. So we were almost basically right there as well. When they lost
we got
the Lions,
bottom 5 right, according to Fellow.
Yeah, I know. So look, it wasn't the worst. we've done pretty good, I think. We were generous to Melbourne. Hey, Melbourne 12. Melbourne ended up finishing 14. Close. 12 is the same number of wins anyway. So we were basically correct. We were off by 0.9%. Big whoop, bro. We were basically correct. Port fans booed. I know. Port fans booed Ken, and yet they finished second. And if they win, they go to a prelim. I almost want Port to win, just so that Ken Hinkley. I want Port to win the flag, just so that Ken Hinkley can turn around to the Port fans and give him the double FU with the fingers to say, how dare you boo me off the field? I win us a flag. I retire.
Nah.
I want him to do it. I want redemption for Ken. I want justice for Ken. Port should win tonight. They should. And if they don't, then you can boo Ken again.
Oh, mate. If Port somehow don't win, they're cooked. They are cooked. Like,
they are cooked.
Yeah, they're cooked.
We think they'll win. And I think we're all winners here because we had a great time again. Thank you all so much, guys, for joining us for yet another very fun and successful Thursday night live stream. Enjoy the footy, guys. 37 minutes till the bounce.
Yep.
Enjoy
Go
the
eat
game.
some food.
Yep, exactly. Enjoy the AFLW. Don't forget, the first game tomorrow is at 4:30. So make sure that you get your trades done tonight. Be safe. And we'll see you guys on the flip side on Monday night, as is the usual. How funny would it be for Ken if Port win? Then he says, "That's what I want, Velo. That's exactly what I want. I want him to say stuff you."
No grand final for Koshi. Koshi can go back to his hole.
No for Koshi. Top 5 pick. There you go.
Final for Koshi.
Anytime, Henry. Thanks for joining, mate. G'day, Velo. Thanks again, guys. 7,307 days. How many days since Carlton last won their flag? Tell me that one.
Yeah.
13 games this weekend, and we can't get enough.
Nice.
Like, subscribe, notification bell, all
Tell
that
your
jazz.
friends.
Tell your friends. Tell your mum. I said hi.
Thanks, Joe. Tell your mum. Joe, Ma'am, Joe said hi.
You can tell Dad as well. You can tell Dad as well that I said hi.
All
We'll
right,
see
guys.
you on Monday, guys.
We'll catch you on Monday.